Hello everyone, this is Bob and Threadbare, and welcome back to Sleeping Dogs. One last time. Let's punch some cultists. Or, well, let's tase them first. Oh, nice timing there. Yeah, I know I really don't have to, but, I still feel like arresting these guys sometimes. Of course, all three of them are down now from tasing, so, that's when weird stuff starts to happen. Like so. Yeah, cultist outfit now available in the main campaign, like it was before, because I've done this DLC before. Fun thing about the cultist outfit, it lets you put car bombs in trunks. Yeah, just, you walk up to any trunk, you put a car bomb in it, it blows up. Oh, so now, that time he charged me. What the hell?
Wait, this is dispatch. We've got a riot in progress in Soho. Please respond.
I'm in Soho.
They're all over town. We have crazies going after every parade out there. There's no time to arrest them. You have to disperse those parades.
I'm on it. Follow me.
You told Wei Shen to make a ruckus. Well, I hope you know what you've done. Right, well, like they said, you basically just... between the riots...
Please clear the street!
Yeah, between the riots and the,
You guys take all the fun out of New Year's. You know that?
and the parade... It's just a whole giant mess, and you can tell, actually, the cultists are... Damn, that guy got a rebound. Yeah, you can tell that the cultists are mixing up here with regular people.
This is Unit 46. We're at Chiang Mai and Saching. We need assistance. The crowd is out of control.
Let's go.
Yeah, some of them are just drunk and
Leave now or you will be arrested.
aggressive. As opposed to Wei Shen, of course, who is always only aggressive. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing more environmentals, I think. Aw, damn it. But yeah, apparently I've got the, I've got enough of the face meter stuff that I can ignore the special restrictions on the different enemy classes now. I.e., I can tase the grapplers.
Move along.
Hold this position until backup arrives.
Alright, let's punch people with a sign. You know, this is working out better than I thought it would.
We need help here. Back up! Back up!
Stand by!
A lot better. Man, this sign is not breaking.
Where the hell is our backup?
A normal weapon should have broken by now. Let alone a piece of cardboard on a flimsy piece of wood. But yeah, as fascinating as that was, it's
Where's the backup, officer?
also took a long ass time.
Tear gas.
Oh boy.
Done. Let's go.
I gotta switch controls there. Yeah, I got tear gas now. I showed this off sort of during the main game. But but now I can show you what it really lets you do. There's one unfortunate thing, though. I mean, aside from the cultists with gas masks, who are obviously unfazed by the tear gas. Yeah, it's the fact that, well, unless you put the tear gas grenade launcher down, all you're going to do is body check and do the little side attacks. Two-handed weapons and unarmed combos are not compatible. Who would have guessed?
Move, you morons!
Lock the area down. Get all civilians off the street.
Roger, on our way.
Look out!
Oh dear. Yeah, another unfortunate thing would be that the tear gas isn't really all that useful. I mean, it does force people to just sort of cough their lungs out for a few seconds, at least.
Disperse immediately. It's an unlawful assembly.
But I mean, come on, this is Wei Shen here. He's fought like a dozen people simultaneously.
Everybody clear the square!
Oh, come on. I'm trying to reload here. Alright, fine. Clearly I've done all I can here. What the hell? Someone else must have picked up the damn thing. Too bad for them, Wei Shen is immune to CS gas for some reason. Yeah, they hit me with it. They hit me with a grenade. You know, I should be thanking whichever cultist picked this thing up. Yeah, you. You were doing me a favor by helping me out with crowd control.
That's enough! Get down!
We need to hold this position until backup arrives.
This again, huh? I didn't comment on it last time, but, well, there's not much to comment on. I mean, it says keep the area clear, but that's not really what you need to do.
Damn it, Shen! We aren't supposed to use lethal force!
Dude, I've been throwing CS gas for the past 15 seconds. I probably didn't kill anybody with it. Now those other cops who were with me.
Where the hell is our backup?
Well, I can't make any promises about them. But yeah, it says keep the area clear, but really what it means is just stay on your feet. Don't get overwhelmed.
This is canceled.
Wait, this is base. Are you there? We have multiple reports of attacks. Multiple locations. It's chaos out there, officer. Track the cultists down. Do you hear me? You have to stop them. Base out.
Alright, things are getting serious out there. In 3 locations, 2 of which are downtown. Alright, well, if we're gonna do this, let's do it.
They've got nerve gas in a van. Stop them.
There it is. That bad. Careful, though. They've got nerve gas in the back.
Okay, one of those 2 lines was unnecessary. And I am not the driver right now.
Here they come! Over there! Over there!
Oh no, this is interesting.
Don't hit the van!
Shotgun.
Got you, you bastard!
Driving gun section. Everything bad I've said about the shotgun thus far, that actually comes in handy for this section.
That nerve gas scared the hell out of me. But watch out!
I mean, one thing you must have noticed here is that it has a vertical spread for some reason instead of horizontal like normal.
Come get some!
You can tell just how useful that is by what's happening to all of these motorcycle cultists.
Crazy lunatics. What were you thinking?
I don't know, but they shouldn't have gone up against the guy riding shotgun. That's not even a pun, by the way. That's just the origin of where that phrase comes from. I mean, to be completely precise, I would, well, we would have to be running liquor over the Canadian border. But aside from that, this is basically what riding shotgun is all about. Damn, look at them go. Okay, now they're just teleporting in without any pretense. Come on.
Hey, is that the master in there? That's their leader. Shit, we let him get away. I'll take care of the van. You probably need it somewhere else.
Dude, we did not let him get away. We killed half an army of cultists just now. Oh joy. Well, I suppose I might as well go to Aberdeen since I'm halfway there already. I mean, not that you really have to see me take the whole drive over, but...
We have a cultist group down by the docks.
Alright, let's deal with the cultists down by the docks. What have we got?
Alright, I'm in Aberdeen. What's going on?
We have a call for PTU response. We're dealing with heavily armed suspects here.
Come on, let's go.
By the way, you may have noticed, but, yeah, Wei Shen's outfit change is permanent.
Resistance is futile. We will triumph and then die in the blaze of his glory.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that you're gonna do one of those things. Wei Shen here is gonna help. But it might not be on the terms that you were hoping for. That's all I gotta say. Whoa. Hello there, buddy.
Who are these guys?
Looks like a lot of them still have those gas masks on. It's probably because of the nerve gas. Like, not necessarily anti-riot stuff, preparing for, you know, tear gas, but because they themselves are using a poisonous gas. That nerve gas is poisonous. Anyway, it's kind of unfortunate, but this is not really the best place for gunplay. No real chest-high walls, and even fewer chances of jumping over things in order to get the slow-mo.
What are these clowns doing?
Plus, while I do have an assault rifle, it's the crappy one. There's another one that's better than this, and this is not the way I need to go. But yeah, you probably recognize what the good one looks like at this point, but and yeah, that one right there floated there. The main problem is that the crosshairs don't come to as fine a point. Okay. So I've got teleporting back up. Suppose it's better than, you know, ones that would have to go around the long way.
Come on, guys, let's do this.
Like, I know they can make PCs who can parkour, though. I don't know. Can they not make PCs that parkour anywhere? I wonder if that's a chicken pen for cockfighting. Oh, hello there. Didn't realize you were waiting for me there. Anyway, just this one guy left. That was a little weird, but... Oh, into the drink.
These guys are fucking crazy.
But yeah, you know, sadly, this DLC is not as melee-based as the first one was. As a matter of fact, this latter section is kind of feels like it's making up for that fact.
Alright, I'm in Central.
Be careful. He's got a whole army out there.
Yeah, I've been killing my way through most of them. Apparently he's got even more armies, and I was trying to do the jump thing. Come on, let me do the jump thing. Alright. Now you can see what the good one looks like, because here it is in my hot little hands.
We're taking heavy fire!
Dude, no you're not. I'm in slow-mo. I'm slaughtering literally everyone.
Enough of this shit. Shoot them!
Well, that was a waste of a perfectly good rifle there.
Another one down.
I replaced half a clip and it picked up the thing I was standing next to. But yeah, once again, this is a don't get overwhelmed, except now everybody has a firearm.
Where'd these clowns get this kind of firepower?
The United States?
Take him out!
Well, crap. Now I'm out of bullets. And unfortunately, all of the guns by the cultists over here have despawned. And luckily they haven't all despawned. It's just you know, I have to go to where the recent ones died in order to get my best weapon back. Oddly enough, this is actually kind of working out for me. Oh, what are you doing over here? It's dangerous. You should be holding back.
It's over.
Like the other sane human beings.
Wait, it's me. Meet me at the mobile HQ.
Alright, well, that was all 3 of the random stuff. So it sounds like we might be getting a little bit of plot next. Yes, I believe I will be taking you. Sweet police sports coupe. Man, if only it had a radio. Then I wouldn't have to abandon it for the next best thing.
Hong Kong police!
Huh. It's even on the right station. Nice. The drive looked short, so I left this one in. It's a little deceptive, though. But hey, it's got some fucking music. Why not listen to it? Whoops.
The master is on La Ting Island. Take him out. Be careful. He's got a whole army out there.
Man, everybody's piling in for this one.
Is that your phone, Inspector?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I was aware of that. Our investigation is proceeding. No, sir, we don't know that yet. We don't know that either. Yes, sir, the minute I know anything, I'll... Superintendent, if I knew any of this, do you think I'd keep it from you? As soon as I can answer that, I will.
Superintendent sounds like a hard ass. By the way, it's not over yet.
No, sir, I don't think it's gangsters. I don't think it's terrorists either. What would the communists have to gain? They already have the city back. My mother thinks it's aliens. Yes, that kind of alien. I'll certainly keep you apprised.
Alright, we're on the home stretch now. And the game knew what kind of car you'd be driving, so it was pretty good about, you know, making sure that you have no choice but to hear the whole thing.
You and me, Wei. Covering fire while she drives.
I'm on it.
Alright, sweet.
Over there!
You're mine.
Back with the assault rifle we go. Although for this section, I don't know. I'm kind of missing the,
You lunatics!
I'm kind of missing the shotgun now. I mean, if nothing else, it is certainly, I don't know, we would have more stopping power than this. I mean, yeah, sometimes they explode when you kill their drivers, but then sometimes they don't.
Steady! Steady!
I just feel like the shotgun would have given me more chances just to shoot somebody and make sure they stay down. Unlike just firing off all of these bullets and praying that one of them's gonna hit one of the drivers in the eye. I wish I knew why they kept exploding, though. That seems odd. Like, either the boat manufacturer's got a big recall to fill, or we're in an action movie. Honestly. I hope you were talking about me, because you aren't doing jack there, buddy. I will say this, though. All of these single color outfits really help them stand out, make them easier to hit. Yeah, and now you can see that I'm starting to do the pulse shots, since that gets me a little more accuracy than just spraying and praying. Damn, there's a lot of these guys, aren't there? And by the way, I do see that press left shift to reload button there. I want to say that in my defense, the normal button you're supposed to press is R, and R does not work at all for this section. So that is why I do not manually reload during this.
Getaway I've ever seen.
A barge, huh? Oh yeah, the gambling barges. How is he expecting to get away on a gambling barge? Like, that's half Hong Kong's money tied up in a place like this. I'm not knocking Hong Kong, that's just how gambling works. Anybody else want some? How about you? Oh, now there's more of them. Don't know where they spawned in from, but I can tell you where they're going. Avicii. Alright. 2 slow-mos and that about does it. Let's finish this game.
You have failed, Wei Shen.
Oh, really?
It's the new year. The prophecy will be fulfilled. The end of the world. Only seconds left.
You're busted. It's over. You crazy bastard.
It doesn't matter. I have done my part. My seat in heaven is assured.
Look at that. It's just about midnight.
Then our time here is done.
Let's get him booked.
No, let's wait a second. 3, 2, 1. You're under arrest, asshole. Happy New Year.
Of course, he's probably going to come up with a reason why his prophecy was wrong that does not immediately devalue all of his beliefs up to this point. But that's not Wei Shen's problem. That's his problem. Yeah, way to fill out that background file, guys. Anyway, so there is that one last collectible type. Aside from that, the game is over. So, for today's video, the last one in the series, I've saved up something special. It's a Hong Kong action classic directed by one of the greatest filmmakers to ever come out of the territory. And it came out in 1992, right before the film industry boom would collapse. The name of the movie is Hard Boiled, and its director is known as John Woo. The story about the story. John Woo was originally from mainland China, but he was born during the height of the Chinese Civil War, and his family was Christian, and so they fled to Hong Kong when the communists took over. After that, they were just another poor family, living in the Hong Kong slums. John Woo displayed an early interest in film, both in watching them and in making them. So, in 1969, he joined the film industry, quickly working his way up the ranks to become a director, first with the Shaw Brothers and later with Golden Harvest. However, Woo didn't have a breakout hit or a famous name, and so he didn't get any real creative control until Tsui Hark gave him a chance with 1986's A Better Tomorrow. A Better Tomorrow is a landmark film that influenced not only Hong Kong cinema, but also the action movie as a whole throughout the world. The story is about a pair of brothers. While one works with law enforcement, the other works in organized crime. And if that sounds like a familiar setup, it's because The Raid Redemption and Infernal Affairs were both imitating A Better Tomorrow. The style of the fight scenes in the anime Cowboy Bebop has all the hallmarks of John Woo's style, and its final fight scene is very similar to the one in A Better Tomorrow. If you've ever seen an action movie with people dual-wielding pistols, with slow-motion gun violence, or with random doves flying off, they have this movie and John Woo to thank. Of course, it also helped that John Woo would go on to cement his style over the next few years with more action movies, like The Killer, Once a Thief, and today's film, Hard Boiled. Incidentally, these films also made the career of one Chow Yun-fat. Chow was the secondary protagonist in A Better Tomorrow, but he so impressed Woo that he was the star of all three of the movies I just mentioned. In 1993, John Woo came to America to direct, but even with his international influence, he was still treated like a junior director, and in general, he had a tough time getting used to the Hollywood culture and system. He did get to let loose for 1997's Face Off and 2000's Mission Impossible 2, but neither of them are what you would call genre-defining classics. After spending 10 years in America, Woo moved back to Hong Kong, where he's still active today. But to get back to John Woo's golden period, we should take a look at the story. The movie begins with a little light jazz. A group of men walk into a tea house filled with bird cages, including the protagonist, Inspector Tequila Yuen. He's here as part of a police sting on an arms deal, and the moment after money trades hands, they strike. In the following fight scene, there's a lot of John Woo trademarks: dual-wielding pistols, excessive slow motion, smoking, birds, and a whole lot of people getting shot. The last gangster shoots down Tequila's partner, so he shoots him, and then the superintendent, or whoever's in charge, chews Tequila out for killing a key witness, someone they could have used to get to the rest of the gang. Like, apparently this guy is an undercover cop, but if so, he really should have checked his fire there. Time passes, and one gangster shoots another in a library for betraying Uncle Hoy. The assassin is played by Tony Leung, by the way. When the police arrive, Tequila is able to find the murder weapon in a hollowed-out book, and after looking up the dead man, it turns out that he was an arms smuggler who recently stopped working for Hoy. We then find out that Tequila has a rocky relationship with a fellow officer, Teresa Chang, but Chang has recently been getting bouquet after bouquet from a secret admirer. Except it's not a secret admirer, it's an undercover cop who's been using song lyrics and flower cards to send secret reports. The assassin, Alan, goes to speak with Uncle Hoy, an older triad boss who appreciates stability. Alan likes Hoy, but then Alan goes and sees his rival, Johnny Wong. Johnny is a young boss of an up-and-coming triad, and he wants to hire Alan out from under Hoy. Alan doesn't bite, but the two have a certain amount of respect for each other, and incidentally, Johnny is played by the half-English Anthony Wong, another actor who would go on to be in Infernal Affairs. Meanwhile, Tequila has zero respect for Johnny, and while he gets pistol whipped for pulling a gun on a triad boss, they don't shoot him because they're out in public. Tequila meets with a police informant on a water break to learn Johnny's next deal location. But when the superintendent gets a message from the undercover cop, he orders Tequila to lay off. We then find out why. Johnny is raiding Uncle Hoy's gun smuggling operation with Alan's assistance, and it's a damn slaughter. But Tequila doesn't give up so easily, and he sneaks onto the site alone in full SWAT gear as Alan and Johnny prepare a trap for an alarmed Uncle Hoy. Tequila throws a grenade under a car to spring the trap early, but Uncle Hoy orders his men to drop their guns. He knows his time is up, but he wants his men to live. He asks that Alan be the one to shoot him, and eventually, Alan obliges, and then shoots all of Hoy's men anyway. But then Tequila starts throwing smoke grenades in through the ceiling, and he performs a one-man assault on Johnny's men. Alan and another enforcer, Mad Dog, cover Johnny's escape. After an extended fight scene, Alan has Tequila at his mercy. However, he doesn't take the shot. Tequila confronts the superintendent about this, convinced now that Alan is the undercover agent, and he's upset that his boss never told him. But the superintendent doesn't have to tell him jack squat, and he tells Tequila that further insubordination will get him fired. So, Tequila tracks Alan down to his yacht home and ambushes him. They have a chat about maybe working together, but before they reach an agreement, a bunch of dudes show up and shoot Alan through the roof. They only graze him though, and the two men finish off the ambushers. When Johnny shows up, Alan promises to send Tequila a paper crane when it's time to get in touch, and Tequila dives under the pier so Alan can maintain his cover. Johnny takes Alan to the hospital and promises to take out the Fox, the police informant who spoke to Tequila and was probably behind the men who wanted revenge for Uncle Hoy's death. But while Johnny and Alan beat him up, shoot him, and dump him into a river, Fox still manages to stumble over to the bar where Tequila hangs out and tell him that Johnny's main arsenal is hidden under Maple Hospital. So naturally, that's the hospital he takes him to. Later, when Johnny finds out that Fox lived, he starts to get suspicious of Alan's sudden incompetence. Tequila is watching over Fox. So, when Alan gets the order to finish him off, he sends a paper crane ahead to warn the two that it's time to evacuate. So, Tequila and Alan ambush the two men who are with him, but as they argue over what to do next, Fox makes a run for it and gets caught and killed by Mad Dog. That's the guy who's been keeping tabs on Alan. The two protagonists chase Mad Dog to the loading dock, but they need to meet up with Teresa, so they let him go. Tequila, Alan, and Teresa compare notes in an elevator. Teresa shows the two men some blueprints for a recent heavy-duty remodeling of the hospital, and they then arrange to bring in some backup and to evacuate the patients while Tequila and Alan head to the morgue to find the entrance to the secret basement. The two men get stuck at a secure door, so they do this trick where they pour some gunpowder into a pipe and then fire a round into the bullet to make it blow up. Alan then crosses some electric wires and gets shocked backwards, and Tequila gets flashbacks to his partner dying. Fortunately, Alan survives. When the door opens, they get into a fight with Mad Dog, who's wielding a very impractical single-shot pistol. Turns out he's also pretty good at close combat, and so there's something of a boss battle between them. But then Johnny shows up and gasses the arsenal, and Mad Dog notices this and gets the hell out of there. Upstairs, the patients start evacuating, but there's some trouble in the maternity ward, and the gangsters start shooting randomly into the crowd, since several of them are disguised officers. Then when the police reinforcements show up, Johnny decides to hold the staff and the patients hostage. Back with Tequila and Alan, they finally manage to get through the arsenal by blowing up a wall, and then they start shooting their way out of the morgue. They reach the hostages in the lobby, and they use a guard uniform to ambush the gangsters. And once the patients are out of the way, the cops move in, with Tequila and Teresa evacuating the babies. Eventually, the two leads meet back up, and they make their way through the hospital, shooting everybody along the way, including, by accident, a fellow officer. Eventually, they encounter Mad Dog again, and so the boss battle resumes. There's a lot of diving through windows, and meanwhile the maternity evacuation keeps coming under assault. Tequila goes back up to help, and so it's down to Alan versus Mad Dog. And while all this is happening, Johnny is filling the hospital with C4. After even more diving through windows, there's a moment where Mad Dog and Alan put their guns down so that some patients can get out of the way. But then Johnny shows up and guns them all down? This makes Mad Dog angry, and it causes him to shoot Johnny. But it's a non-fatal shot, and so Johnny kills Mad Dog. Alan and Tequila reunite, and Tequila is holding the last baby from the maternity ward. So, when Johnny threatens to blow up the hospital and run off, Alan leaves Tequila behind to chase after him. Johnny starts exploding the bombs anyway, so Tequila gets the hell out of there by using some wires to jump out the window. Somehow, Johnny manages to get out while dragging Alan along as a hostage, and he takes a moment to taunt Tequila. But then Alan pulls the gun away, and Tequila takes the shot. After that is a scene that makes it look like Alan died, but no, he's just retired, sailing away on his yacht. Final thoughts. Honestly, there's not much to say about Hard Boiled. It's all style and no substance, and it has no regard for realism whether you're looking at the police, the gangs, psychology, guns, gunshot wounds, glass, explosives, really just physics in general. But, that being said, it's also a great action movie with a ton of mindless fun. So I can definitely see how this movie and other John Woo productions would go on to be so influential. The only problem is that it kinda leaves me without anything to talk about. I mean, there's a bit of depth and character growth as the two main characters realize that neither of them are completely good and evil, and even Uncle Hoy and Mad Dog have their positive moments. But then Johnny turns into a cackling villain whose mindless thugs shoot at a guy holding a baby, so you know, whatever. I mean, plus there's also no real martial arts on display here, and I've already talked about special effects and stunt work. So, let me skip right to the end credits. Thanks, as always, to everyone who watched this series to the very end, and thanks to all my patrons who help me keep going month after month. Now, I've decided to stop calling them out by name individually, since I have quite a few of them now, but you should be seeing the whole list scroll by as I speak these words. And, having done that, I only have one thing left to say. Thank you for joining me again for today's film review, and I hope I'll see you next time for an LP of one of my old-time favorite games. It's an older title, released in the year 2000, a late-period adventure game, and it's what I like to call the best book I ever played.